Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this is the channel where you will find useful information on Tai Chi Chuan, some unboxing Choi Li Fut, and various videos of demonstrations from our organisation and more widely known groups like the Chinese Wushu Team of 1981. Comments and questions are welcomed, and of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, not only to help out with the algorithm, but also to help keep you updated on our content. So, you have finished learning the form and can do it completely all the way through. So now you can do Tai Chi, right? Not exactly. Having learnt the form, you have begun your journey to being able to do Tai Chi Chuan. It's a bit like having bought a car. Now you need to learn how to drive. Once you have learnt the form, the next step is to begin to make it conform to the principles of Tai Chi Chuan. You start with correctness. Practice the form to get it smooth, rounded and correct. This requires attention to detail. Regular practice will mean that you have muscle memory and mental retention of the sequence in a way that means you don't have to think about it in order to complete the form. Then you need to make it correct according to the structure of the form and style you are studying. All styles of Tai Chi Chuan follow the same principles. Therefore, the advice given here will be relevant to any style of Tai Chi Chuan. Once you have the form comfortable and easy to complete without worry of mistakes, practice the following. Suspend the head, lift the back, round the shoulders, tuck in the coccyx, bend the knees, droop the elbows. Lifting the back and suspending the head helps to keep your back straight and allows you to round your shoulders by relaxing them. Bending your knees makes it easier to tuck in the coccyx and is how your knees should always be. Drooping your elbows is correct structure and helps make the arms strong but flexible and able to transmit force. So when you are practicing, focus on these aspects of your structure. Relaxation has many levels, and this is just the beginning. Correct structure, fluidity of movement, adherence to the principles of action and relaxation leads to Sung Jin, which means relaxed force. Be aware, that once in motion, the form stays in motion. Move your weight in each posture and avoid double weighting. Double weighting is being 50-50 weighted, having your weight spread evenly across both legs. This is a big error within Tai Chi Chuan. Now I know that at the beginning of the form you are either already standing with your feet apart, sometimes called standing in Wu Chi, or you step into this position. Yes, this is double weighted, but at this point in the form you are not actually doing the form. Once you begin commencement, the weight subtly begins to shift and continues in this vein until the very end of the form, where you end up back in Wu Chi. Remember, Wu Chi becomes yin and yang, which join together to become the Tai Chi. So, back to double weighting. Firstly, this is an error within the form. It is where at some point or at various points throughout the form, one has ended up being 50-50 weighted in one or more of the postures. Second, it is a misunderstanding of movement. Some people think that if you are 50-50 weighted, you can move to one side or another quickly, but this is not so. In order to move either side, one would have to make a transition of weight first and then move. So by removing double weightedness, one can step freely without constraint. Tai Chi Chuan is practiced softly, true, but soft like a coiled spring being pressed in and not soft like a blanket. The classic example is soft like an iron bar wrapped in cotton wool. It would be soft to the touch, but not when you're hit with it. Soft is often misunderstood. However, the soft referred to is relaxed and not tense, and sensitive to pressure but not collapsing or running away. So from the classics it says, "When my opponent is hard, I am soft," meaning yielding. If pressured on the left, I empty the left. If pressured on the right, I empty the right. Yet at all times the structure, balance and awareness is maintained in order to respond appropriately. Just like that spring that has been pushed down and ready to bounce back. Another common error occurs when one begins learning and practicing the techniques. There is a tendency to try and make the technique feel powerful in the form, but this should not be the case. As Grandmaster Lam Kam Chuan said to my teacher, and he would say to me, "If you can feel the power in your movement, you're doing it wrong. Your opponent should be the only one to feel the power of your movement." By trying to feel the power of your own movement, you are externalizing an internal art. Yes, some force is used to practice the techniques and applications. However, once the mechanics are understood, effectiveness can be achieved far more easily with the bulk of your muscles relaxed. In Chinese, Li is external physical strength, Jin is internal or intrinsic strength. The Chinese have a saying, "You can't use Li, you can't not use Li." Sounds counterintuitive, but if your structure is correct, the amount of Li used can be hugely reduced, allowing Jin to take its place. The advantage of that is that your Tai Chi Chuan can then be properly relaxed. Finally, I'd like to thank my patrons, Anthony, Dev, Cassie, Kopf and Smoggy for their kind contributions to this channel, and to Mark for his generous one-time donation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, feel free to share this content far and wide, and we hope to see you back for the next video. As always, good luck with your training.